talk about that float money that we were talking about earlier. You think about that float money. I know a lot of people, a lot of PAs that had a lot of claims on their books. Every one of them is float. If I owed you $1 million and you've got it jacking around in the deal for 2 years and you never even got it to an attorney, I got to play with that money the entire time. By play, I mean invest, make more off of what I owed you, but I didn't want to pay you. And if you don't have an answer for them, they're going to keep doing it to you. Yeah, the answer is not to bury your head in the sand. The answer is to get to a point where you say, okay, I'm done with this claim, and if you son of a bitches don't do what you're supposed to do, then I'm suing your ass. And I'm having somebody else do it. It's not what I do, that's what he does. I'm going to continue doing PA work. That's what I make money at, that's what we earn at, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my job, and then I'm going to move on. And I'm not going to let them hold me down. They have got the whole industry in a paralysis where people have got all of this money all over the place, right? They don't let them go. And they're controlling that whole flow. The contract and the statute takes that away from them. You do what you're supposed to do. They have a statutory timeline that they're supposed to get it done. If the statute, you live in a state that doesn't have a statute that defines it, then you go back to that we pay section, because what does it say?
We must.
Once we have all these deals, and we got a specific amount of days that we get to pay you, maybe 30, maybe 60, maybe 90, but that absolutely tells you in the we pay section, at the maximum, this is what we have. If this is greater than what the law allows, then we're going to revert back to the state law. Like Texas, you have a policy that says we'll owe you in 30 days. Texas says bullshit. You got 5 business days from the day that you know to owe to get that check in the U.S. mail. So in other words, that state law trumps the policy. That's the only time that you're going to see that. The policy is going to be king at all times unless it breaks the law. And then if it breaks the law, it reverts to the minimum of what the state law requires that, which in Texas is that 5 business days.
If it goes to litigation, I'm just curious, can you also adjust a fee?
As a PA?
Bless you.
Yeah, I mean, yes, that's an element of damages that I can. And like I said, I've had it paid here in Texas, Florida, other states and jurisdictions. There's a body of case law that's just starting to be developed on that, right? And so there's only been a couple court opinions out there on it. And there's no states that have any statutory rules, right? So this is all judge-made rules, right? And so we're pursuing it as consequential damages, additional damages. But yeah, we've been successful in getting those paid.
And I don't like that. That's one of the few places that we're at odds. He's having to do what the law requires him to do. I don't like it because I don't think it should be consequential damages. This is what you required the insured to do. The policy requires you to do it. And he understands my argument completely, but he has to work within the confines of what he has. If the policy says to you, and it does, go clean the damages up, right? We call it mitigation, correct? Protect the property from any further damages. Okay, if you can't do that, what does the policy do? Whether you can or not, but typically will say that you can. You have to hire an outside person to come out and do that. What does the policy do? Why does it pay for it? Because it was required under that policy. In order for you to get coverage, you were required to do it. It didn't say we'll pay the mitt guy, we'll pay the roofing guy, we'll pay the tree guy. It didn't say that we would pay any of those individually, did it? It said we would pay anybody that you took that was reasonably necessary to get this thing to a safe condition. Okay, the duties after a loss are the same thing. The policy requires you to do the duties in order to get coverage. If you can't do them and you have to hire somebody to do them, then the policy should pay for it like it used to. If you can't perform these duties, but yet they're a requirement for you to obtain the coverage, the policy requires you to do that, no different than it required you to mitigate. The only thing that changes is the fucking moment that you put PIA in front of anything, the insurance company is an automatic no. No, we are not.
That's why they created the represented claims department.
The what?
The represented claims department.
Oh,
Anybody that
yeah.
files claims, they move all of our claims to a represented claims, which means PIAs are on the file.